Peace to the gods and earth. It's the God-born Bill Universal, transmitter supreme science on earth and the universe. This is iGod TV, back in the house with the big Auggie.
Auggie!
Yeah. Auggie and Auggivelli back once again
Yeah, boy.
for the
Once
new year
again.
2023. We want to welcome
2023.
everybody back. You know what I'm saying? Want to thank everybody that's been, rocking with us throughout the whole year. You know, it's February. We on the actual whole 360 of Auggie and the Auggivelli. You know what I mean?
Talk
Back
it
in
to
the
him.
house. So get a round of applause for that. You know what I mean?
Talk it to him.
Doing big things. You know what I mean? And we just want to welcome everybody back, man. And we elevating. Hope everybody feel refreshed. You know what I'm saying? And ready to, tackle what's here for us now and the new goals and the plans that we got prepared for ourselves right now, man. But first and foremost, man, we want to say what up to the big Auggie, man. It's been a little minute. What up, God?
Salute Auggie to all the Auggivellians in the Auggie universe, Planet Auggie. Hey, I want to say this. I want to give a big up to the Auggivelli for, being the Captain Kirk of the Auggie Enterprise.
Thank
what I'm saying?
Thank you.
He took us 365 cycles into this dopeness. And, and because of this, man, y'all know us. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? This is our second revolution. This is our second revolution around the sun, God.
Word, God, that's right, man. And I'm just playing my part, man, to make the vision possible for all of us, man. You know how that go, man. We thanking everybody. We up on a year of Auggie and Auggivelli. You know what I mean? Going on the third year for the iGod TV, you know what I mean? And we just want to thank everybody for being in the house, man, and rocking with us. You know what I mean? And keeping everything going, Also, we want to say, shout out to all of our people over on YouTube, our people over on Twitch, our people over on TikTok. Keep liking and sharing the videos. Our people, especially our people over on Facebook. You know what I mean? Special shout out to our people on Facebook. You know what I mean? Been holding us down. You know what I mean? Keeping it thorough, liking the reels. Keeping the views going up, man, and doing the thing. So I just want to give a special shout out to everybody out there. You know what I mean? Me, myself, being a digital creator on Facebook, and the Auggie also. You know what I mean? So we doing things, we keeping it forward, and we elevating for the 2023. You know what I'm saying? How's it feel, Auggie? You know what I mean? Being the digital creator.
Hey, man. Hey, all I can say is, you know what I'm saying? I'm part of a banging organization, like, you know what I'm saying? Like my man, like a state property. You know what I'm saying? I got to be a lieutenant in a banging organization that is, you know what I'm saying, iGod TV, that is Track Vision, that is, you know what I'm saying, everything that, the Auggie and the Auggivelli stand for, along with the Grandmaster, Mr. Ooh-Wee, and you know what I'm saying, all of our other flagship satellite, you know what I'm saying, planets, and you know what I'm saying, orbital systems and shit.
Big facts, God. Big facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So tonight, man, we want to come back and we want to tap in with everybody, you know what I'm saying? And when we first came in, you know what I'm saying, we was letting y'all know, man, one of the big things was the streets is a myth, man. You know what I mean? That's what me and the Auggie really locked in, and we saw the vision of where we wanted to take the playlist, you know what I mean, and take the content to where we was going to go with it, you know what I mean? So tonight we're going to do something special for y'all. We're going to go ahead and drop the Streets is a Myth Part 2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? We got a lot of updates. We got a lot of things to decipher. A lot of things that we talked about then, are played out now. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't happen to see that video, if you're new to the channel, make sure you go back to Auggie and the Auggivelli playlist. Check out Streets is a Myth. You know what I mean? It ties into everything we're about to do tonight. You know what I'm saying? So how did you feel, in that space at the first time we dropped the Streets is a Myth, Auggie, Part 1?
I ain't gonna lie, man. It was like a regular conversation between me and you off camera. But then once we started doing it, and then we, you know what I'm saying, we included, all of our constituents, it just started feeling like, you know what I'm saying, a love powwow conversation between the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's right.
Once again, I want to thank everybody that subscribes to Auggie and the Gigoid, that subscribes to, John Scruggs on Facebook. You know what I mean? And, and I got mad new subscribers. You know what I mean?
Right.
All I want to do is just give y'all the big shout out. You know what I'm saying? The Auggie-verse is in full effect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Powered by my nigga Auggivelli. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hey, shit, man, 2023, man. What we said we was doing? We off the foul line this year.
That's right.
Tongue out, Jordan
right.
style. But guess what? This is just a setup because next year is our Kobe. I'm just saying. I gotta say that first. You know what I mean? We gonna go Jordan on these niggas and and nigga vets and all constituents. But just letting you know, this is just a precursor. This year right here, we need y'all to really, 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 really build with us, interact. Let us know what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
don't let
us
us be out here looking like crazy, like we got boogers in our nose and niggas ain't telling us. You know what I mean? Nigga, I see you with some shit in your face and they won't tell you.
Right.
Yeah,
definitely everybody is welcome to tap into the journey.
You know what I'm saying? How we doing out here?
Right. Definitely tap in with us on the journey, y'all. You know what I mean? Ride with us on this, you know, come into the discussion, help us out with some topics. You know, you'll see the Instagrams and all of that and the TikToks and everything below on the screen. You want to follow us on other platforms, you know what I mean, to interact a little more, you know, personally to be to tap in, you know what I mean? So we here tonight, Streets is the minute two. We back, Auggie and the Auggivelli. We feeling good, you know what I mean? Hopefully we looking good, you know what I'm saying? So we ready to do the thing tonight, you know what I mean? But you know, first and foremost, man, I want to say something, man. I watched the interview the other day with Dame Dash, you know, and every time I see Dame come up, I really want to tap. I always, no matter whose platform, I always tap into it just to see what type of wisdom I can pull out, you know what I mean, and what he coming with, you know what I mean? And something that he said the other night that hit me, man. He said this. He was like, he got asked what was his idea of a high level conversation, you know, and he said that he only wants to talk to generals that have armies. He's tired of sitting at the table with people with no army because you never get nothing done. From now on, he only wants to speak with generals that have armies. You know what I mean? What you take from that, Auggie?
Hey, Auggivelli, that tells me that he gonna be on our roster this year.
Yeah, true,
you know
very true. But besides that, overall,
he gonna be on our roster this year.
Yeah, overall general, what do you take from that, man? You know what I mean? Of who you build with, the type of people you build with, and the type of people you want to have around you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, God, I got, my perfect saying, my home saying is I only hang out with two types of people. You know what I mean? In life, grand champions and grand masters.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I sit at the foot of the grand masters and I run with the grand champions because that's what we are. You know what I mean?
And see, speak that word. Speak that word you said. That you run with the grand masters. Run, you're in motion, right? So to be a leader, you know, you can't be a leader without motion. You get what I'm saying? If we ain't going nowhere, how you in the lead if we ain't going nowhere?
Hey, man, that's what they call them armchair generals. We ain't armchair generals. We out there in the fields. You know what I mean? We showing the grunts why we got these positions.
Exactly.
How we got to be general. You know what I'm saying? We came from exactly where you came from, but guess what? Rank is earned. It's not given.
And we're moving. And the key is that we're moving. You get what I'm saying? It ain't everybody can have their own little militias and their own little whatever, but it's like who's actually really going somewhere? What's actually a movement? You know, at some point a gang become a movement. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once it becomes, you know, at what point does it become a movement? You know what I mean? And that's the exact thing that we're doing with the iGod TV. You know what I mean? It's the movement of consciousness. You know what I mean? This is iGod TV is just one of the flags. You know what I mean? Planet Auggie is just one of the locations. You know what I mean? It's the conscious. You know what I mean? It's the flag and the movement that we running up under. You know what I'm saying? And through that consciousness, you know what I mean? We use that as wisdom. You know what I mean? To know, so we know how to move out here, man. And wisdom is just learning from other people's experiences along with your own. You know what I mean? So, you know, we want to start off tonight, man. You know,
birdie in the wall, real quick. I heard that this year they'll be able to get them iGod merch.
Yeah, man.
Is that did I hear that right?
Yeah, we got it all in the works for you this year. You know what I mean? We actually gonna have the destination where you can get to. You know what I mean? Cop the shirts, cop the hoodies. You know what I mean? Hats. We're gonna be rocking the Auggie buckets. You know what I'm saying? Real soon coming and things like that. You know what I mean? And make sure you also tap in with us on Twitch, 11th House. You know what I mean? Make sure you get with us on TikTok too, man. You know what I mean? Big Auggie, and also get with us on iGod TV on TikTok. You know what I mean? We on there putting
And
out
don't
good
forget the
content.
Aquarium Mind.
And it's a way to tap in with us to where, directly, you can get right with us directly also. You know what I mean? And speaking of social media, you know what I'm saying? How do you think overall, man, how do you feel like social media played its part in this whole, street matrix, man, and this whole myth of the streets this year, Auggie?
Man, it's spooky. Hey, it's beyond spooky out here, right? So at our last episodes, we was talking about, you know what I'm saying, the big stepper, slide master, you know what I'm saying, swerve guard. I mean, that's in a little trouble right now. Uh, it's been some wild shit, man. Because of course everybody's seen it. They either this dude is 14 karat crazy, or if the fix is in. Because the drugs in the courtroom shit,
Right.
niggas passing drugs in courtrooms and shit.
Yeah, man, that was one of the things I saw too, man. Was somebody had handed Young Thug a Percocet in court. You know what I mean? And my thing is, I know dudes that's just dealing with minimal money, not glorifying it, but are behind the bars, man, and they can get their hands on any drug they can imagine. You know what I mean? No one's gonna wait till they get into the courthouse in front of the judge while court's in session and have them bring them a single Percocet. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody that nervous. Ain't nobody that fiend out. Hopefully, you know what I mean, and things like that. To me, it just looked like a complete setup, man, because it's like
I agree.
everybody
I agree
getting to
with
go
that,
home
Belly.
but him. Everybody getting to go home but him. And to me, I feel like they got a vendetta against Jeffrey Williams. You know what I mean? What do you think?
Well, your girl Fanny out there, she fanning the flames.
Yeah.
She living up to
And
her
come
name
to find out, she was the lawyer for the boy who just got out, one of the founders of YSL. So it's like, how did you get this? How did you get this inside information about us if you wasn't my lawyer for them couple years?
Hey,
and she got his sentence reduced. She got his sentence reduced. And then you turn around and, for your own ranking, he said he think it's political. Yeah, it's for her to move up in the ranks. She wanted to move from the defense side to the prosecution side. Now she's district attorney, moving up. These people want to be judges and things too. You know what I mean? So she used that case to boost her way up. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like a lot of them is just getting a slap on the wrist at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, Jeff, he might end up getting a slap on the wrist too. They're gonna get as much money as they can.
And I agree with that. But then you remember we said last year, right, about her affiliations and the trickle down effect.
Yes.
Who is her big homie?
Kamala Harris.
You know what I mean?
Kamala Harris.
All this, to me, it's right. I'm just saying it's a smoke and mirror show. You know what I'm saying? This is some steps for her next joint. Because your boy Sauce Walker, he got caught up on the RICO.
Talk about that. What's the battle rapper? Sue Surf.
Oh yeah. The one kid, he was real famous.
Sue Surf. Yeah, he got caught up in one. And if you think about it, Joe Biden, he ain't looking too good right now, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and who do the Democrats really have to step up to the plate? You know what I mean? So it's like, are they trying to push Kamala Harris to the front? You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother discussion. You know what I mean? But
right.
We've also seen other things last year on social media, where there was this whole discrepancy of God rest the dead, PNB Rock, his girlfriend posted the picture in Roscoe's, and it came to find out at the end of the day that had nothing to do with it. Somebody seen them pulling up at Roscoe's. But it's just the fact that when everybody seen that, they came straight at her and figured that was the whole reason why that happened. And we also saw with Pop Smoke, that was the reason why that happened. He posted his location, well, not posted, but took a picture of it on social media and got him bagged, So it's like this whole social media thing. It's like you think a lot of people on there posting stuff to get the likes, but not thinking about the people that just follow you that don't actually like you. Obviously, there's people that are just watching to see when they can get their chance to take a bite.
But hey, what your boy say? That's not all. They have the gall to pray on my downfall.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
All your followers ain't fans. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
All your followers
Oh,
ain't fans.
hey, a public service announcement to you young cats. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, rap was something to do. Now it's a vocation. But now, y'all niggas need hazardous pay. You know what I mean? Because cats ain't making it. And just a nice segue. What about them 3 rappers from Detroit? Well, from Michigan, that they go to do a show. These cats end up missing. 2 weeks later, these cats is found in bandos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now,
right.
And I'm gonna say this about that. I never heard none of their music. You know, I can only imagine that it was just, you know, the same tomfoolery that's going on right now. I'm just speculating. But how do you go from you going to one of the most prominent clubs that underground rappers go to in Detroit, you know what I'm saying, and try to get your shot on, it's canceled. Right. You end up missing. Your parents, your peoples, your loved ones got missing reports on you. Now you would think, all right, this is the life of a rapper. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get ghosts. I'm trying to get low right now. Yeah. But you know, when you come up missing, mm-hmm. I mean, what kind of vocation what are we promoting here?
Yeah, you know it's that whole illusion. It's that whole illusion that you had to be living out your raps.
Right.
And there ain't and I'm gonna say this. Ain't nothing wrong with living out your raps, but it's like, okay, well, what you rapping about? It depends on what you rapping about. If you living out that, then you no wonder why all these rappers out here getting killed, because all they talk about is how they'll kill somebody else so quick.
Right.
So quickly.
But then, okay, so let me ask you this though. All right, with that being said, we got, you know what I'm saying, you know, we be on social media just peeping out for the stories and shit, right?
Right.
And you know, I'm seeing some disturbing shit going on, and I'm gonna touch on it real fast. You know what I mean? And it's gonna go with the rapper as a vocation thing now. You know what I mean? We got motherfuckers who basically that seen the whole shit, but you still promoting the garbage. You still promoting, you know what I'm saying? All of our MCs have evolved. Kool G Rap, if you listen to his stuff now, it has evolved from 1986, 85, 86. He's still relevant. Even Jay-Z.
Right.
You see the transition of him going from straight big dope boy to he trying to tell people how to consolidate their equity and, you know what I mean, and basically come up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you got a little bit of bread or you got a lot of bread. But that's what, you know, we got to big up Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, for that, because that's called evolution. You know what I mean?
And you know what? He's somebody that you don't see on social media. You know what I'm saying? You might see a picture posted from someone else and things like that, but he don't necessarily even use that social media to even, you know, promote anything or anything that he got going on. You know what I mean?
But I will say this: when he does use his influence nowadays, it's for empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't glorifying. It ain't glorifying that street code. It ain't glorifying the myth that is the streets. He rocking with the corporate vultures.
Mm-hmm.
He rocking with the real killers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The niggas who sat back and set Kanye off. I'm just gonna say that, because you know you gotta deal with this. You got these people, they getting all this money. You know what I'm saying? Rappers gonna give you some money if you do your thing right. But once you walk through them doors, then you gotta sit back and deal with the consequences of your come up.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Look what they did to Kanye. And they still trying to, you know what I mean, still demonize Kanye, because Kanye took it where, you know what I'm saying, where
he took it to some I dare you. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, then if you do that, you can't expect nothing else but somebody to force their hand. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's whole through the media wave and how all that's been going. And, you know, speaking of the media, I want to tap into something we had touched on a little bit before. you know what I mean, that we talked about a little bit this year, but you know, the vlog detectives, you know what I mean?
Oh,
We had a lot of people on there, and it's still to this day, you know, you got the one boy on here now, you know what I mean? He on here talking to, you know, now he pulling everybody's paperwork, and you know, he looking everybody up, and he checking everybody's files, and you know what I mean? I don't know what this done turned into, man, but you know, it's a lot of crime solvers and crime
oh
stoppers
yeah,
going
yeah. And
on right now in the
we gonna call
system. You know
the
what I
internet
mean?
investigators, the internet investigators and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So, hey, but guess what they won't do? They ain't gonna tune in to iGuard TV and learn about the mysteries of the Sphinx. They ain't gonna learn about, you know what I'm saying, your pyramids. They want to sit back and, you know what I'm saying, and do their research on the rigmarole.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I gotta say that, you know what I mean? I gotta give us a shameless plug right now, Gavelli.
Yeah.
That's why we the most positive podcast, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Self-proclaimed positive podcast on the internet. When the
Mm-hmm.
icon pod, you know juice is dropping. You know what I mean?
Right.
Flat out. You know what I mean?
Right.
We ain't finna glorify the dumb shit and you know what I'm saying, and keep that conversation going. We gonna dead that,
Mm-hmm.
and we gonna let, you know what I'm saying, our constituents, which is, you know, all the Aggies out in the Auggie verse. You know what I'm saying? Let niggas know that we just watching the show. We ain't a part of this monkey show. We ain't a
Right.
part of this bullshit. We ain't part of the monkey business. You
Right.
know what I mean?
That's
What
right.
we
You
trying to
know,
do
and
is get
a
the
lot of
baby.
people, you know, they did a lot, and it seemed like a lot of people, you know, it's just a lot of guys that's outside of the culture anyway. You know what I mean? So they kind
Right.
of got this outside looking in view on it. You know what I mean? To where they able to just, you know, convict people and put things together and put people out there because they never known the consequences of what really go on. The people who really got to be in the neighborhoods, you know, and really be in those streets. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily know how those consequences work, you know what I
Fact.
mean, and how that goes behind that, what goes behind that, you know what I mean. So they'll easily put someone's name out there, have people out here searching up people, googling people, looking people up on Instagram, trying to call people killers, and you know, point people out. And sometimes it may be true, sometimes it may not, because we look at one situation where the young Dolph, where you know the internet was kind of saying who it was, and we really didn't believe it. Then next thing you know, the same boys got arrested. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then we got another situation where they said PNB Rock's girl, you know, leaked the address. That's what happened. Then we find out that ain't really what happened. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, this whole social media thing, these whole vlog investigators, you know, internet Madlocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, at some
It's like
point it
in
goes
here
too
right
far.
now.
At some point they take it too far, and it's like, all right, well, at one point, you know, where do we just let things happen how they got to happen, and we sit back and really just watch what really happens? You know what I mean? Because there's families involved,
Right.
you know, and there's real people on both sides of it. You know what I mean? That's really involved in the whole situation. You know what I
Fact.
mean? And
Yes, sir.
at the end of the day, like we said, you know, it all boils down to what we doing around in our own society and things right now. You know, we got a lot of voting and we got a lot of things coming up that we like to ignore. But I feel like, you know, we need to look inside of our own community first and see what we have to fix and who do we put in charge that's a part of our community that we felt like they was gonna push us forward, and that didn't necessarily happen. You know what I mean? Because even in the place where I'm from, you know what I mean? Our most of our officials are, you know, African Americans. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep it to you right now. That didn't necessarily make the town any more prosperous or any more livable or any more comfortable or any more any of that. You know what I mean? So it's really like, all right, let's really look in to see who's on whose side, you know, and how things is really working, you know?
I mean, it's real interesting about what you were just saying, because we felt like that when Obama got into office. Obama, you know what I'm saying? My grandma got a chance to see a black president. She was in her late 80s, early 90s.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So even though, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, I mean, we didn't, even though he was our black president, he didn't give us what we needed.
Right.
You know what I mean? To be honest.
Right.
But it
Chicago
was
ended
a
up
good,
being one of the murder capitals, you know?
right. Hey, but it was a good cosmetic look.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good inspirational look for the babies as well as the old people who would never thought that they would see a black man as POTUS.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Very
you
true.
gotta understand, these cats is super clever now. You know what I mean? What they doing is, since we in the age of Aquarius, peace to the Aquarian, you know what I mean? What they trying to do is pull the wool over our eyes. They trying to give us the visuals with the same old crackers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're gonna give you a visual, they're gonna give you a good visual look, right?
Right.
But when it come down to the rubber meeting the road, you still getting the same old policy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that goes back to our rappers now. And I was talking about it's a vocation. You know what I mean? Oh, you can make mad money if you want to sign a slave deal and all that good shit. And you can look good and all that. And you could be prestigious, amongst your peers. But you got to remember them doors, and it's coming out more prevalent. Them doors.
That's right.
You're gonna walk through them doors.
Mm-hmm.
And not only gonna walk through them doors, you're gonna have to sit back and compromise your integrity as well as your message just to even be in them spaces with these people. Is it worth it though? You know what I mean?
Right. If you know exactly who to step to, because the things that you want to change in your community, there's somebody in charge of that happening or not happening. You know what I mean?
Right.
And most of the time it's up to the people around to vote them people in to put them in that seat. You know what I mean? And all I'm saying is do your research on what's going around you locally. And, that's the way that you can start to try to make them changes, man. And that's just one avenue. You know what I mean? But continuing on to what we were saying, you know what I mean? About this industry and how things have turned and where things have been going, you know what I mean? It just seems like, and not to take it there, but definitely to take it there. You know what I mean? It came to a point to where the rap game, well, this whole entertainment, it came from hustling to spinning, so to speak. You know what I mean? To murdering. You know what I mean? It was like they was hustlers, now they are murderers. You know what I mean? And it's like to see that transition from being the hustler to get money to where it ain't even about really the money. It's just about, you know what I mean, being as high as you can get. And you know what I mean? Anybody that you don't like, take them off the planet. You know what I mean? And it's like, how can you be surprised if this is the era where the most rappers have been killed? You know what I mean? Look at what they talking about. You know what I mean? What you think, Auggie?
Right.
What you think from hustling to spinning, man?
You hit the nail right on the head. Because I was just going back doing my research, and just going back to the first gangster raps, to where people even mentioned guns. They mentioned, you know what I'm saying, that kind of energy. You know what I mean? But if you go back, you can go to Ice-T, you can go to Toddy T with the Battle Ram. You can go to Just Ice, the original gangster of hip hop. You can go to Schoolie D. You know what I'm saying? You can go to all these. As a matter of fact, you could actually even go back to the first dude that even said something about a gun in a joint, and talking about them, your man Spoonie G. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, it wasn't the focus wasn't on the negative aspect of the villainous nature.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I mean this. Back when we was rapping about, jumps and all that good shit, it was all about getting out of a situation to get into a situation. Now these cats is acting like they already got bread and getting jumps, and you know what I'm saying, whatever they peddling is just commonplace now. It ain't cause niggas is in poverty. It's because shit, this is the way to get millions of dollars. This is the way to to get the broads, to get the prestige, and think. Hey, speaking of which, have you heard the new joint going on? The nigga talking about the perky dance. Oh man, it's the funniest shit ever. I'm talking about it's a song on there, and so crazy. They got the little TikTok videos. We say, I just took a perk. I took a perk 10. Just took a perk 10. I took a perk 30. just took a perk 30. I took I took a perk 60. That's 2 perk 30s. And then the TikTok was really showing the transition of when you take that perk 10 and you all bouncy, now you're on the perk 30 and you looking dumb. So even the people that don't do these things is making mockery of this bullshit that niggas is promoting.
The culture,
as culture. And then, and I'll tell you like this. It's our fault. We done let any and everybody come into our culture and speak on it, from the Adam 22s, No Jumper and all that, peace to them, to, everybody, Vlad TVs and all that. And these cats is asking these serious questions. You know why? Because they're not of our culture and they really want to know so they can teach their people.
Exactly. Just like I was saying,
what
these dudes are sitting on the outside of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's easy for them to just, convict it and judge it and make the situation awkward because they've never suffered the consequences of any of these type of actions or never been around anybody that has. You know what I mean? So it's easy for them to just put the game down how they putting the game down. You know what I mean? And that has a lot to do with what I wanted to go into next, man. And it's all about, focused energy. You know what I mean? And it's like all this comes off of focused energy. And if we know anything about meditation, if we know anything about just, vibes and emotion and just thought patterns and things anyway, you know what I mean? Overall, you know what I mean? Music is one of the main drivers in those things.
You're my hero.
You know what I mean? When we meditated, when we would, rain dancing from the Native Americans to, ceremonies in Africa with the drums and things like that. Music has always been the vehicle, you know what I mean, to wake up the spirit and bring us into this spiritual nature. You know what I mean? So if we're looking at the focused energy, it's like we've seen how it changed, from self-destruction, to I got it made, you know what I mean, to, gangsterism.
What about we all in the same gang?
Gangsterism, you know what I mean? And now, from gangsterism to big time drug dealers, when BMF was around, and then now it's just the hitmen are the only dudes around. And if you look at it, that's kind of how the streets are right now. Like only people left around from back then are the killers. Most of the big timers are dead in prison still, or if they are out, they just so totally underground. They don't necessarily turn into the mix. But you're just seeing that whole evolution of it, man. It's like you're looking where the energy's being focused, and we not realizing the fact that music is the vehicle for all this emotion and vision, and to where it drives people to go. You know what I mean, Auggie?
I know exactly what you're saying, God. Hey, but let me ask you this: How much do you think that, all right, like I was just speaking on, cats from our era that may, that may still keep the torch up, are they, like I spoke on Cool G Rap, I spoke on Jay-Z and their transitions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about these older cats that still promoting that young boy energy and that destruction?
I was thinking about that the other day. I seen another old head today on the internet. I ain't gonna mention his name right now because they got a lot going on. But he even older than I am. You know what I mean? He's sitting there, 5, 6 chains on. Not saying me either, but I'm just saying it's like when you get to that state of mind and you're still promoting the foolishness, you can't be trying to sit on this throne pretending like you don't you don't promote the foolishness. You know what I mean? You just can't. I just don't see how you can play both sides of that. You know what I mean? And a lot of these dudes, when they do that, you know what I mean, they go into this space to where they get caught right up in the clout chasing and in the going back and forth and working on social media and things like that. You know what I mean? Because not to say anybody's names, you know what I mean, because we got love for both parties, and we've actually worked with both parties, but there was a situation going on around in our area, of not our umbrella, but in our area of things, people that we tapped in with that went through the same exact thing, you know what I mean? And I don't know, Auggie, what you think about it, man?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, I'm going into the camera with this one. The big Auggie, disgusting. He's fucking disgusting. We supposed to be teaching these babies, man, on how to do better. You know what I'm saying? Quit competing with the babies, nigga. It's over with. You know what I mean? It's over with. All the fake shit is over with. If you really want to, if you really think you on that, you know, show us. Quit talking all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Quit trying to be, get off that bullshit. Because as a former MC, the niggas, you know what I'm saying, the people we talking about in question,
yeah,
niggas ain't really got their bars all the way up to be talking like that.
I was gonna say that. If you somebody that felt like you had some talent at a point in time and certain things got in your way, like you had some kids or you went to jail or just some things like that, you know, and you feel like you want to make that second push and you want to make it happen you want to give yourself, invest in yourself and give it another try, you know, by all means. But just make sure that you're able to compete when you step back into them circles.
And make it positive, man. Niggas is too old to be talking about certain shit. Niggas is too old to be portraying certain imagery. You know what I mean? Because when the rubber meet the road, you'll be embarrassed if you even got, as old as you are, you got into a situation like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the person you're going against can't be working harder than you. That was kind of the situation that I saw. You know, it's like we got somebody coming at somebody who ain't even working as hard as the other person. So it's like, what can you really even say, man? You know, lyrically, you're not on their level, and then as far as putting the work in, you still climbing. You ain't even close to them. So it's like really just sit back and get to work, man. You know, and that's a lot of people I want to say here too. The point of us saying all that is stay on your path, stay on your journey. You know what I mean? And stay in the direction that you want to go, man. You're going to see things on the way there and see other things, how people doing things. It's like driving through a new neighborhood, new houses, new decorations, new cars. You're going to see all that, but that don't mean you got to be envious or how they get that, why they get that. That's just the things you passing by on your journey. Stay on your journey and take what's yours. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people might ask you, you know, not to get off that, but, you know, how do I pray? Or, you know, when I give praise, how do I do it? You know, I only ask for what's mine. You know, I don't look at no one else's. I don't envy anyone else's. I might admire someone else's, but only as fuel. You know what I mean? To be able to this as just as evidence to show me that I can do it myself too. You know what I mean? And you stay on that path, and when you talking to those higher powers and those higher energies, make it clear that, hey, I only want what's mine. Show me how to work. Show me how to work for and point me into direction to what's mine. You know what I mean? That's just work. Yo, that's shout out to the Auggie. Yo, we've been here for a year, Auggie. 360. We done came back around the sun, Auggie. We back in the house. You know what I mean? We came to get in that game. We laying it down simple and plain, understood through understanding.
Flat like a carpet. What you better say? We lay it down flat like a carpet.
Exactly, man. So check out your focused energy. Watch where you focus your energy. You know what I mean? It's all about the focused energy. What you putting it towards. You want to get in a little better shape, put a little focus on it. You know, you want to elevate your mind, put a little focus on it. You want to elevate your money, put a little focus on it. You know what I mean? You want to tap in with your kids. Don't be afraid to deal with that little 7-letter word. You want to tap in with your kids, put a little focus on it. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Oh God. Don't be afraid to tap into that 1 7-letter word, though. That 1 7-letter word, which is network. You got to network. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't burn bridges in this. Hey, you can't burn bridges in this thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
You burning bridges, especially if you long in the tooth with this shit. You should be making, you know what I mean? But off of that, I'm gonna say this to segue onto the other shit. The network is for the young boys too. You know what I mean? If you got an OG that's trying to help you out, that when you was a baby, you know what I mean? Niggas was listening to classic shit, or niggas was studying classic shit. Yeah. If they got some jewels for you, quit acting like you can reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why shit is whack right now. Niggas done reinvented the wheel to fucking super whack.
You know what? I also feel like at some point, you know, they may have ran into a time where a lot of the OGs, they really wasn't even trying to add on.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because look how people talk about Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? How Michael Jordan is personally. You know what I mean? He ain't giving you no advice. He ain't nobody. He ain't approachable. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of times a lot of people got unapproachable. You know what I mean? Even not even just celebrities, even just in the neighborhood. I feel like there was so much beef and so much, you know, going against each other to where people became unapproachable, man. It was like when you tried to come around someone, it was more like what he really here for, what he really want. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, when you look at that, it's like it's play two sides. You know, they might not necessarily be, you know, looking or listening for the wisdom now, but also we got to look at the fact that there was a point to where, you know, cats was on some unapproachable, you know what I mean, get it how you live type thing, you know? You know, that's what this leads to, you know, when we're talking about the OGs and the connection between everybody, it's about, you know, looking at the certain path to success, man. When you get to networking and you get to meeting new people and you get to being around other people, you start to seeing that there's other ways to get it, you know, and other ways to wiggle out this, you know what I mean? When I was in the streets, then when I started meeting people outside the streets and, you know, going through things like that in my life, it started showing me other ways. Like, oh, well, you know what? I can do this too and make just as much cash. You know what I mean? And it makes you, then you start leaving that old thing alone. You start doing this, you know, then you meet new people and do this.
Hey,
you know what I mean? It's like
Biggie said, they want that old thing back. You know what I mean? The old thing is old. We in 2023, y'all. It's Jordan time. We come off the foul line, but people.
And a lot of people, you know, like used to go, you say you go back to what works, but you know what? Right now we see if you can't see right now that the streets ain't working, then you know what I mean, you putting a blind eye to it, man. You know what I mean? We can't go back to it. We got to find new ways to get the bag together. And the word together is the main part to it. You know what I mean? Unity is gonna be the key to making this whole thing happen.
Hey, and I defy any of our listeners. If you can prove the streets ain't a myth, tap in. If you could disprove that the streets is a myth, you know what I mean, and y'all still want to be leading these babies to destruction, you know what I mean? You might not go into it, but the talk y'all talking is jail talk, is death talk. Period. I don't give a fuck how fly it sound. You ain't drop no jewels. You know what I mean? And don't give me no February Black History. I'm down my people shit when you killing us 364 days out the fucking year.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Well, you know, 28 minus 365.
Right. You know what we need to be out, what we need to be doing out here, giving these babies, you know what I mean, the science of, you know, bank on yourself, invest in yourself, you know what I mean, and keep your individuality. Your individuality is what's honestly going to get you the furthest in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And we always tend to get a lot of people around and, you know, we gain a little popularity. People might want to move like we move. We might think at the time when we're younger, you know what I mean? But then we see all them people move on and go on with their own life, you know, and then you realize that all that time you should have just invested it in yourself and focused in on what you wanted to do, you know what I mean, and kept going in your direction instead of moving off in the other direction with other people. You know what I mean? And
hey, you know what?
Individuality, man, to help you go to where you're gonna go. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo, what's the motto of the Auggie? Who controls your brain?
That's right.
Who controls your brain, Auggies? Always remember when you feeling down and out, you feeling like you need a leader. You are the leader. You are the God. You are the earth. You are the spirit. You are the source. You know what I mean? And everything around you is just the background of your movie. It's the background of your movie, yo. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fuck what Tom, Dick, and Harry is saying. Fuck what Jane, Becky, and whoever the fuck. Fuck what they talking about. Because if you got your clear path on what your purpose is, you rock with that.
That's right.
And A likes, B alike, and C alike. And you gonna come with your tribe. That's why you here with the Auggivelli and the Auggie.
That's right.
This is we family right here, right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, and we ain't got a lot of sponsorship. We don't got a lot of people on our joint, but guess what? We like it like that. Because as the jizzers say, what? Half short, twice strong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
We don't need 10,000 motherfuckers that, you know what I'm saying, that's saying they with us, but they ain't with the message. See, what we doing right now is it's the message, baby. You know what I mean? This is 2023. This is the first iGuard joint, so we gonna keep it. We gave it to you raw last time.
That's right.
This time, it's without the bag, baby.
Yeah, we know where we at.
Give it to you right off the grill, in your hands. Mm-hmm. Put it in your fucking face.
Right. We know where we at. Everybody that's been tapping in and people that's tapping in now, they know the direction we've been going. So now it's going to be there even more simple and plain and even more out there and explainable and understandable for us to tap into. You know, and just like he was saying, that takes me back to what I said in the beginning of this, of what Dame Dash had said about only talking to generals with an army.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
When you own these movements and you own these paths, you know, you only want to deal with people who's already in motion. If you're not already in motion, there's no need for me to tap into your energy. If you look at it even on a molecular level, even on a cellular level, you know what I mean? When molecules or particles and things is moving around, they connect as they in motion, they collide. They ain't just sitting still. You're not getting no connection just sitting there. Through that motion and through that static and through that friction, you know, you bring things and you make things happen. You know what I mean? So only talk to generals with the army, meaning only move around with people that's in motion, only collaborate with people that's in motion, moving, making those moves, you know what I mean? And like on iGod TV and iGod and Auggivelli, and Auggie and Auggivelli, you know, you riding with us and we on that space coaster, you know what I mean? We in motion, we into the second year of things. We evolving, like the Auggie was saying, and we gonna keep it even raw and cut. We take it even more cut out of it than we had before.
Yeah, every time.
You know what I'm saying?
Every time.
You know, and it's just like that, man. We want to thank everybody that's been rocking with us, everybody that just started. You know, welcome here, man, and we're gonna be showing you so much more from this point. You know what I mean? Make sure you're getting in with Auggie and Auggivelli playlist. Make sure you get the Live and Planet Earth playlist. Make sure you tap into the Up at the Store. Make sure you tap into the Heat Check Radio, Mr. Ooh-Wee. You know what I mean?
Ooh-wee.
Make sure you get with us with the words from the Grandmaster, with Tom
Grandmaster
Moon. You know what I mean? And, you know, we doing things, man, and we keeping it for the people. We talking about what need to be talked about. We busting down the history. We busting down the science. We busting down the mental. You know what I mean? My man got, you see the guy with the ME, rocking the ME joint right now. You know what I mean?
ME, yeah.
Yeah, man. So
it's the power source.
Stick with the channel, subscribe, like, and share. Make sure you're telling your people, man, and bringing them in. You know what I mean? What you want to say before we get out of here, Auggie?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I love I love Planet Auggie. I love the Auggievers. I love everybody that's on this journey with us. You know what I'm saying? That's taking the time and the patience to sit back and watch our lectures, watch our content, subscribing to our content, liking our content. You know what I'm saying? If you notice, we ain't asked you for no cash apps. We ain't asked you for no super chats. None of that good shit.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't about that. Mm-hmm. Even though, hey, we could use a couple donations to get our shit as dope as, you know what I'm saying, your favorites. But guess what? Excuse me. But guess what? We don't need y'all for that because we was already on the mission before we even came to y'all. This is our gift to you.
Right. You know this must be documented.
This must be documented. This is our gift to the universe.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This is our gift to the universe. When that man right there, he sit back and do that research and break down everything celestially, everything metaphysically, everything spiritually. You know what I mean? And those that watch our content like that, we definitely love you because you got mad patience and you on scholarship. You know what I'm saying? For those that dig the content that me and the Auggivelli do, which is a little bit more social, you know what I'm saying, laid back, you know what I'm saying, with some jewels drop, you might have to catch them. But
live from the Matrix, live from the Matrix.
Live from the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna decode the Matrix. We gonna expose these motherfucking, we gonna expose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We gonna expose it. So so when you're dealing with your day to day, you can sit back and be like, all right, we all on code. Everybody's on code. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody on no buster shit.
Right.
Ain't nobody sitting back on some sneaky Pete shit. You know what I mean? On
Right.
some you know what I mean? Some selfish. See, what we gotta do, we gotta be selfless instead of selfish. You know what I mean? We gotta come
Exactly.
together as a people. I'm talking about all hues, anybody the air likes to be like and see like must come together. You know what I mean? Man, I appreciate the year that y'all done gave us. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man.
Right.
I wanna give a big shout out to the fucking captain of the fucking ship, the mighty born Bill, Universal.
Yes,
That
sir.
is the Auggivelli. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Auggivelli Ben Auggie. You know what I mean? The
Salute.
goddamn, you know what I'm
Salute.
saying? The Thanos of the Auggie verse. That's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
man.
Thanos of the Auggie verse. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Appreciate
Because
you,
we gotta
man.
put this shit right, man.
Right.
We gotta get right within ourselves. We gotta get right within our community. We got to become a community again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm so glad that we here on our year anniversary. You know what I mean? We still relevant. You know what I'm saying? Cats is still, you know what I'm saying, want to get some of this content. And you know, something ain't growing. But it
Right.
ain't growing, we can grow without our family. You
Right.
couldn't grow without your family growing up. As a baby, if nobody taught you what you was be taught, you'd be running around here like a savage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know what I mean? You gotta big up the big ups that's trying to big up you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The boy out there was in there out here trying to be, you know what I'm saying, something that they not. Guess what? As your boy Jay-Z said, all who you are when you came here. So stay that dude. Love you who you are. You know what I'm saying? All that fake shit. That's when you get put to the fucking, you know, and that's when you get put your feet to the fire. You know what I mean? If you what you how you say it, Belly? If you been spinning and busting and chilling and moving, you know what I mean? You ain't got nothing to worry about unless a nigga catch you lying.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Today, hey, the age of Aquarius, the age of information. So I give you the information, you know what I'm saying?
That's
You
right.
receive information and then you get information out to somebody that need information.
Move with who, you know what I mean? Move with you see who's in motion. You know what I'm saying? Keep your
The team.
individuality, you know what I mean? And don't be afraid to put the chips over on your corner, man. Put the bet over on your side, man. And that way you can, you know, control what direction it goes into, man, and go for the win. You know what I mean? And want to thank everybody that's been tapping in with Auggie Auggivelli, iGod TV. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep it flavorful. We gonna keep it coming. You know what I mean? Right and exact every time. You know what I mean? Hitting you from every
Every
angle.
time,
You know what I'm saying? And letting
every
everybody
angle,
know. You
like
know what I mean?
sunlight, baby.
Passing the word on. And like we said, this must be documented. You know what I mean? And we letting the universe do the rest. Work the mojo. You know what I mean? We're not necessarily, you know, looking for anything from nobody but the ear, you know what I mean? And for you to evolve for
That's
yourself.
it.
You know what I mean? So once again, it's Born Build Universal, transmitter supreme science on earth and the universe with the big Auggie. And this is iGod TV.
I get
Peace.